let's go for a night ride. A few weeks ago, I was sent an email by a company named Vaunt. They make bike lights, headlamps, you name it, anything to do with lights. They sent me one, but they said, hey, if you do a video review, we'll send you the light and we'll send you another one and you can give it away. So if you guys want a chance to win one of these lights, leave a really funny comment down below and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'm gonna pick the best comment. We'll see who wins. I'll get your information by the end of the week and I'll announce it on my community thread, so stay tuned to that. I was sent this light, but I already have 2 other lights that I use for my bikes. But I just wanted to see how it compared to these 2, because when I was looking at their advertisement online, it showed a mountain bike at night and it was lighting up the whole trail. So I was really intrigued to see if this light will be good enough to replace something like this. I want to see where it kind of fits. Is it good enough to just get you by in an emergency situation, or can you legitimately use it by itself? So the light we're primarily going to be focusing on, the front light, it has a 1200 milliamp hour battery, which will give you 3 hours in the highest power setting and 6 hours in the lowest power setting. It is 250 lumens. It says it's waterproof level IP44. I do not know what that means. And it says it is shockproof up to 1.8 meters. So I assume if you drop it from 1.8 meters, it won't break or shock. I don't really. The lamp itself is kind of flimsy. It's all just hard plastic. And if you shake it, it's got a little bit of a rattle. But really what we're after is how bright is it? Does it light up? Does it do the trick? The mounting system for this one's pretty basic. And what's nice about it is you can leave it, the mounting system, on and take the light off so that you can go and recharge the battery. This is a rechargeable battery. However, the rear light that it comes with is not rechargeable. Now this light I've had for a couple of years. I just use it when I'm road biking around here. There's tons of street lights. The road is mostly lit. This just lights your path a little bit better and lets people know you're there. Most of the time I'm riding in the strobe light setting, but I don't really need to see that much in front of me. Like I said, the street lights give me the most light around here. Just based on my usage, it's usually good for about an hour and a half on the high setting, and then you're pretty much kaput. This one has a pretty basic mounting system. It doesn't separate from the light itself though. So each time you need to recharge this, you'll have to remove it from the bike handlebars. Finally, the last light I have here is a Tansorin. I don't know much about the brand or anything. I bought it on Amazon. It was about $50 or $60, if I do remember right. This is a real serious bike light. It comes with its own standalone power supply. It's the brightest of the 3, but it's also the most expensive. It is all metal construction too. That's really nice. The only thing I will ding this light about, other than you have to mount the battery to your bike, is the handlebar mounting system. Doesn't have, like these other ones have little notches kind of like for your belt for different sizes. This one only has one setting. For thinner bars like this, it's not that great. To demonstrate the bike lights themselves, we're going to start out with the Vaunt light. I'm just going to light it up against my wall here, and so you can see how bright it is. This is at its brightest setting. This is at its dim. So again, you'll get 6 hours of light off of this and 3 out of the brightest setting. The third setting is a strobe option, which I think is a good option if you're riding road and the road is lit up enough to where you don't really need the light, but you need people to see you. This is a really good option. Next, we have the Bell bike light. What you'll notice with this one is it's just kind of a big blurb. It's not very directional. Like the last light, it was pretty circular, but it was very concentrated in one area. And this is the brightest setting here. So you'll notice there isn't a huge difference between the low setting and the brightest setting. And also, the brightest setting is the second option on the Vaunt. You get brightness from the get-go, then it's a lower setting, then it's a strobe. And here's your strobe option here too. Finally, for our tan store, or whatever you call it, I don't even know. This is the big bad one of all. So really bright, that's its lowest setting, if I'm not mistaken. Gets brighter and brighter. That's the brightest setting right there. Like the Vaunt, it's very pointed, it's very concentrated in one area, which is really nice. So now that we've gone over some of the features and how they mount, let's go ahead and see how they do out on the trail. First up, we have the Vaunt light. This is in its brightest setting. I went ahead and attached it to the handlebars. Now, I've heard when you go on a night ride, generally you want to be wearing a light on your head and then one on your handlebars, because you can see here the light's only going to point where my handlebars are going, so sometimes it makes it hard to see. I was pretty surprised. It doesn't really look like it in the video, but I was able to see quite a bit with the Vaunt light. Now I'm using a GoPro, which they don't have high ISO settings, so it's really hard to get good recording in low light situations, but I was able to see the trail plenty fine with this one. I was honestly surprised. Now I did have to adjust the light when it was on the bars a little bit, but later on I tightened it down and it didn't really have much shake or jitter when I was going over some rougher terrain. So all in all, pretty impressed with it. Next up we have the bell light, which really surprised me. From earlier when we tested it out, I didn't think that it was too bright and it didn't seem to be concentrated in one area very well, but I was honestly a little bit surprised with it in this situation. Again, I wouldn't use it as a primary light at all, but as a backup emergency situation, I would be more than happy with it. I have been out on rides before where it got darker than I thought it would. I wasn't really able to see much, so carrying a bike light or a light like this in my backpack, or even the Vaunt light, I think it's something I'm going to be doing from here on out for sure. Last but not least, we have the most expensive bike light, the one that is intended for you to mountain bike at night with. As you can see here, it's really no contest whatsoever. Yeah, you can see so much with this light, it's ridiculous. One thing with the light though is it gets really hot on the metal surface. And then again, you know, you're also going to have to attach the battery, but it is what it is. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and liked this content. I would say the Vaunt light overall, for something that would be in an emergency situation, I don't think it would really be that bad, but if you're seriously going to go for a night mountain bike ride, I'd probably get something like this, a real serious light. But anyways, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one.